What an exciting time to be involved in the journey towards zero new infections, the journey towards ending AIDS by 2030. It is an honor to address you on behalf of the Barbados Family Planning, the most recent member of the Regional Testing Day family. As you are aware, civil society organizations have played a critical role in the national and regional response to HIV since its inception. In fact, this engagement of civil society is best epitomized by the 2001 PANCAP Partnership Declaration, which brought civil society to the table with heads of governments, UN agencies, academic institutions, multilateral funders in a commitment to achieve a mutual goal, ending the AIDS epidemic. With pride as a former leader of this international best practice that is PANCAP, I have watched as the media, through the leadership of the Caribbean Broadcast Media Partnership, has taken its pride of place in the compendium of giants that have made an indelible imprint on the regional efforts. And I want to salute Dr. Alison Leacock and the board of the CBMP for this tireless work over the past 10 years. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a story to be told. Unless we forget the onset of this epidemic, we were beset by much hysteria and fear. In Barbados, dire epidemiological predictions by Dr. Schlossberg made headlines and threatened national stability and our tourism product. Getting to the truth, having a full understanding was difficult for health professionals, much less media practitioners. Choices had to be made, and fearless journalists like the late Karen Deere were at the forefront of bringing to the public a better understanding of HIV and the epidemic. It is not surprising that one of our national treasures, Dr. Alison Leacock, recognizing the important role of media, focused her personal efforts and will to create something where nothing existed before, the CBMP, and to have broadcast media engaged as full partners in the national and regional response through training, capacity building, reminding, nudging, cajoling, mentoring media leaders to invest in HIV as an important part of media corporate social responsibility. As we reach 50 years of independence, I wish to commend members of the media, those with us and those who have parted, for the fundamental role that you have played in shaping the public understanding of this complex disease and social phenomena that is HIV. There is still considerable work to be done, and dare I suggest, Dr. Leacock, that with the requisite funding, CBMP expand to include the print media, whose potential remains untapped. Government, funders, we must invest in the Caribbean Broadcast Media Partnership and in our media as partners. So we are testing. Barbados Family Planning is the newest testing center for Regional Testing Day. What took us so long, Dr. Bess, Dr. Leacock? But never too late, and perhaps our timing could not be better, because our epidemic has evolved from a generalized epidemic to one concentrated in key populations. Our testing has to be more targeted and move beyond general populations to our brothers and sisters who need it most. We have the knowledge, we have the technology, we have the leadership at all levels, and we can be the first country in the region to reach our 2030 goals. As we have done in ending mother-to-child transmission, and we are very appreciative of the leadership of Dr. Joy St. John, Dr. Elizabeth Ferdinand, Dr. Bess, and the tireless nurses, GPs, obstetricians who worked at helping us to achieve that milestone. In Barbados, we are not afraid to be first. And at this time, in the era where the response needs to deepen and re-engage, the need to re-engage civil society is stronger than ever. Our testing must expand, but not with Joe Public. It must be more targeted at reaching key populations. Our testing approaches must evolve. This is the new area of innovation. This is the new challenge of our time. Our epidemic is concentrated, as it is, in hard-to-reach populations, and sometimes marginalized populations like men who have sex with men, sex workers, transgendered persons. We have to find new ways of working and overcoming our natural temptation to focus on what is easy. Speaking on behalf of the Barbados Family Planning and other IPPF members, affiliates across the region, we are pleased at the increasing recognition of what we have long known, that we must properly integrate HIV testing and treatment into sexual and reproductive health programming. And the greatest innovation that we can make is to routinize HIV testing in the way that we have routinized pap smears, gynecological treatment, and other STI interventions. We are of the view that IPPF affiliates like the Barbados Family Planning and our sister association are untapped resources in the regional response. In 2016, with the support of the Ministry of Health in Barbados and in Trinidad, we will be the first civil society organizations treating persons for HIV. The Barbados Family Planning is 62 years old and deeply entrenched as a community provider of services, providing 64,614 services during 2015 and standing to eclipse that number in this year in 2015 and standing to eclipse that number in 2016. When projects have come and gone, we have remained. It is our dream for HIV treatment to become part and parcel of HIV sexual and reproductive health services in Barbados and in the region. We congratulate the collective gathered here in your individual and organizational efforts. Let us get excited and be passionate to be the first country in the region to reach 0 new infections in this magnificent generation. I thank you.